Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fan Dummies. I'm Greg.
And I'm Erin.
We are going to talk about Star Trek Discovery, Season 3, the different plot points, and kind of what we thought about them. Star Trek Discovery Season 3 takes place 930 years further into the future than Season 2. I can't say 930 years in the future because it's not the future from now. It's the future from Discovery Season 2. It's a long time from now. For 13 episodes, it was a pretty complex multitude of storylines. Mm-hmm. Let's spend a few minutes talking about the main plot points and just kind of what we thought about them.
The primary plot point of Season 3 was investigating the burn.
Ooh, the burn!
The burn was a huge event that caused all the dilithium to just explode. It destroyed Starfleet and a lot of civilizations.
Essentially any ship that had an active warp core.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
It's crazy. Like when you think about it. And it was all pretty much at the same time.
Yeah. And it was like 125 years or something before Discovery gets to the future. So all of the time war that you saw in Star Trek Enterprise was all after that and pretty much right before they got there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty fresh.
Burn is interesting, I think, because you think that they're going to go into the future and they're saving civilization and everything. But when they get there, it's not what they think it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So they throw another curveball into it.
I was really disappointed, I have to admit, because I hoped that it was going to be a discovery, no pun intended, of future technology and future civilizations and the advancement of the Federation. And in some respects it was, but in other respects it was, I think, an excuse to not have to innovate very much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, maybe.
When Discovery shows up and it has technology that the people there don't have for whatever reason, like the spore drive.
Yeah.
To me, it's just a weird vibe. And I was really disappointed. Like, would have been cool to me as if they jumped there and they got there and they're like, oh, the spore drive. Yeah, we invented that like 500 years ago. And, we learned that it's bad for the mushrooms. So we decided that it wasn't environmentally friendly. So we did something different.
Or maybe that they were all using it or something.
It should have been a reimagining of the Federation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the fact that they're still using dilithium almost 1,000 years into the future.
Yeah.
It seems like they should have came up with some kind of new renewable energy or something more sustainable, I think, than, mining on a planet for their gas, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's no different than fossil fuels, essentially. They have to find these crystals on planets, asteroids, or whatever, mine them and use them to make their ships go. It's just not Star Trek-y to me. I think they would have identified that as a gap in their environmental evolution and figured out some way to power their ships in a more eco-friendly manner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the burn, I mean, it pretty much arced over the whole season, which was a long time.
Yeah.
Like they just drew that out. But we did finally learn what caused the burn.
Yeah. Wait for it.
Sukhal's sonic scream over the loss of his mother while being on the Dilithium planet caused the burn. Like,
wah, wah, wah. I mean, talk about a letdown. Tell me the truth. Were you let down?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not just being overly critical.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be some kind of like advanced species or something, or someone that wanted to retaliate against the Federation, or some kind of secret spy organization or something that was trying to take down the Federation. It just ended up to be a random guy on a planet that got upset.
Yeah.
I think it was too much of an organic problem with him blowing up the ships. And I think that it should have been more precise, like how somebody organized it and everything. It just kind of happened.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I mean, it was like hand wavy. Oh, his DNA got modified.
Mm-hmm.
And now when he screams, it makes this subspace interference that blows up dilithium. If it was that easy to solve, somebody would have created a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now that they know it, now that they know that can happen, why wouldn't they just make that resonant frequency or whatever it is when they're getting attacked by a ship that has dilithium?
Maybe we'll see something about that in the season 4. I don't know.
It was a huge letdown for me. I do think it's kind of neat though that we do know what caused it now, and it's over with.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can move past it, because the Vulcans, if you remember, were developing a new faster than light travel, and they stopped because they thought they caused the burn.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now they can resurrect that technology, knowing that they did not cause it, and maybe we can get something new.
Yeah, true.
Because that one planet of dilithium will eventually run out. They still have a limited supply, even though there's a full planet of it.
Huh. Maybe we'll see that in season 4.
I hope so. I hope so.
Another multi-episode plot point was the Trill symbiote.
Mm-hmm.
And we get Adira, and she's a new character that joins the show on Discovery's crew. And she's actually from the time where Discovery jumps to.
Yeah. I was excited for this.
Uh-huh.
Like, I nerded out on the fact that there was a Trill.
Yeah, me too.
I thought that episode where they went to the Trill homeworld was super cool and fun, and we got to see something that we haven't seen before with the Trill and how they communicate, and they're, rubbing the hands on the little tentacles or whatever from the jellyfishes or whatever it is, right? Like whatever that
in the hot tub.
Yeah, in the Trill super hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
That was all, I think, pretty interesting, because we see Jadzia Dax, who was on Deep Space Nine for over 100 episodes.
Oh yeah.
But we didn't really get to see a tremendous amount about her culture. And I just thought it was really cool.
And Adira was the first human that could take on a Trill, which I think made Adira more special.
Adira was an interesting character for a lot of reasons. The Trill inside was an admiral in Starfleet in a prior life.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that Adira can bring to Discovery, but a lot of it didn't really happen. I mean, there was some new technology made for Stamets for his wrists, but that's pretty much it. There was some investigation done on the burn. Book contributed more to that than Adira.
Well, the computer, I think, contributed a lot too, right?
Exactly.
The Discovery.
So there was that.
Of course, you can't have a Star Trek season without a Mirror Universe episode.
Yeah, true.
In Discovery Season 3, we got 2 episodes with the Mirror Universe. Seems like they were setting up for Philippa Georgiou's spinoff series called Section 31 that the creators keep hinting at.
I'm just going to say this right now. I would rather watch a Mirror Universe season of Star Trek than Discovery.
You think?
Yeah.
See, I think you liked the Mirror Universe more than I did.
I just think that it's more interesting writing and content and intrigue and espionage and fighting and, the things. Why do you watch something but for the story?
Yeah. I like the Mirror Universe. I just think it's good in moderation. Like little bits of it, I think makes it interesting, and the way you get to see the characters act as different characters, I think that's kind of fun. But I think if it was a whole season of it, it'd just be over the top.
Yeah. Maybe. My favorite episode of the entire season is Giorgio's exit episode
Mm-hmm.
where she meets the Guardian of Forever. She goes back and relives the same time in her life that she lived already once. And he tested her to see if she would do things differently the second time. And she did, which I thought was really cool. It's really what makes Star Trek, Star Trek.
Uh-huh.
It's the, like I keep saying, it's the ethical dilemmas that make Star Trek, Star Trek. It's the reimagining of society. It's the testing of post-scarcity. It's all of this like real testing of how civilization could be when you can do anything that you want in a TV series. Like you imagine it how you would want it. And whether it's real or not, or possible or not. And I really think it's super fun that was an original series construct that they brought back, and Emperor Giorgio passed it with flying colors. And then when she got back to the planet and the Guardian told Michael that she did actually pass the test, Giorgio was embarrassed. Like, oh, it was a test. It's so easy. Like she was embarrassed that she became a better person, which I thought was really fun.
Yeah. The Emerald Chain was introduced in season 3 as well. And the Emerald Chain is a federation of mercantile exchanges that rose in the wake of the burn.
Yep.
It was led by an Orion woman named Osira, who held the title of minister. There are regulators in the Emerald Chain, and they're pretty much the enforcement agents.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also invigilators, and they're scientists. Yeah,
I liked the premise of the Emerald Chain. I thought it was cool that they're not officially a government, but they are. They're recognized as a government. But really what they are is like a chain grocery store. They're like a super Walmart. They're like a company is really what they are. And they basically manage these stores that you can go buy stuff at, and they manage the shipping. So it's like Walmart and FedEx, except for in the future, after the burn, both of those things are very powerful, right? So, and that's where we learn about Book, right? Because Book is a courier, and his job is to go find stuff and to deliver stuff. And he has to be tough because it's a hard life out there. Like imagine if your Uber driver, like when he's trying to deliver your Chipotle, had to like beat off bandits, jump fences and hide out as helicopters flew by and then deliver your Chipotle. I mean, that's essentially the environment that Book is operating in as a courier.
Just to bring Greg his burrito.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth it. I mean, I pay in dilithium. So they'll do it. It's hard to say if the Emerald Chain is actually bad. That's the funny thing about this whole season is the Federation isn't really doing its job of keeping its people fed, keeping resources flowing, helping moderate disputes between different worlds. They're not doing their job. So what has happened is even starbases, Federation starbases, are having to trade with the Emerald Chain in order to survive. It's really interesting how the economy of Star Trek collapses the second there's scarcity, right? Like as soon as you need something, well, now all of a sudden we need money. Now all of a sudden things have value, right? It's not like, oh, I work in engineering for free. I get all my food for free, my housing for free. I'm part of the Federation. We don't have money.
They don't pay them?
No. Like the Federation doesn't have money. It's a post-scarcity society. People contribute to the maximum of their ability, and they get everything that they need included in their life. So the question I always had, who gets to decide what they need? Somehow Picard had a huge plantation estate. Like who decided he needed that?
Yeah.
So there's obviously holes in that, but still there's lots of cool articles about how kind of the Federation lifestyle breaks down in Discovery and the Emerald Chain fills that void. And I think Osira, definitely bad, right? Definitely a bad person.
Yeah.
She kills people. She has slaves, right? Definitely bad. But the chain itself, I don't think started off to be bad. I think they started off to be good, like a capitalist business. But who knows? They definitely ended up being bad. But the cool thing is that once Osira's dead, Michael Burnham kills her in the last episode.
Yay!
Yeah. She was a mean green bean. Pun intended.
You've been waiting all night to say that.
The Emerald Chain negotiated in good faith with the Federation. It seemed that way anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That was kind of, you see him coming and going at the end. So it sounds like they made a deal with the Federation. What did you think of the Emerald Chain in general, Erin?
I get where they're coming from. Like, somebody needs to, regulate everything and help people buy and sell stuff. But I didn't like Osira at all.
No.
And I didn't like the other guy that was working with her that they should have killed off in the second episode.
Oh, Mr. Mullet Hair?
Oh,
yeah, that guy.
So I think that they kind of put a bad taste in your mouth with who they are, and it seems like it's got to be bad.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely didn't give Osira oversight, right? She was operating without any oversight.
Yeah, like whatever she wanted to do.
Yeah. And I think that she probably was the dictator of the Emerald Chain, and they were probably just as scared of her as everyone else was.
Yeah.
So, interesting premise, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, she was pretty much the big bad in the season.
Yeah,
like the only bad person, right? Besides the burn.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about this whole season is that, like, there was no boss, hardly. Like, I mean, yes, there was a big fight at the end with Osira, but it was just constant pressure up until then. Like, it wasn't like we have to take down the Emerald Chain. It was just something Michael Burnham was able to do while she was saving her crew. You're like, oh, I'm going to kill Osira while I'm, like, it's just something that happened. It was happenstance. It was an opportunity. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you for listening to this episode of Fandummies. Please subscribe, rate, and write us a review if you haven't already. As always, links to our Patreon, our Facebook group, all of the links that we talked about in today's show will all be in the show notes along with our merch. So if you want a Fandummies shirt.
Or a cool Fandummies mug.
Yeah.
It has Greg and I on it.
Yeah. Our little avatars. Yeah.
I'm the panda.
I'm the alien. If you'd like to reach out to us, we are at Fandummies on all social media.
We don't reply. Don't comment.
We don't.
Don't do it.
No. I mean, I just get them on my phone and just think, not replying to that. Like some internet troll. We're just kidding. We would love to talk to you on our social media. All right. Anything else, Erin?
We'll have a list of homework in our description for the next few episodes, so maybe you can follow along with us.
And just keep an eye on our Instagram and Twitter, because that's where we're going to announce kind of some stuff that's coming up.
Yeah. Start watching WandaVision this week.
Yeah, WandaVision. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.